Good morning, it's me, Nancy, today. Today I thought I would tell you about my genealogy. Now, I've been working on my genealogy for, about 35 years. Of course, I did take a few years off when I was busy raising children and had no time for that. But in a while ago, there was a book published, this book here. I can't show you the names because I still need to be anonymous. But it starts off, the first person in here was from Adam de Langton of Langton in Henry II of England. And the year was about 1187. And so I've been going through this book, and I've been comparing all the information that's contained in this book. I don't know if you understand about how these genealogy books are compiled, but what they'll do is number 1 will be the first generation. And so they might have 3 kids in the family. And so the kids would be number 2. And so the first child is number 2. So here we have number 1 and number 2. And then all of number 2's children are number 3. So down here we move to a number 3. And then all of their children are number 4. Their children are all number 5. And you carry on that way. So you might go through, your first generation is number 1. And the second generation, which is those children. So the first child may have a progeny of thousands of people. So you have him as number 2, and then immediately after that, his first child will be number 3. If they didn't have any children, the second child then is the next one listed and is also number 3. And then he may have 5 children. Those will be number 4s. And so when you're going through a book like this, you see how it starts up here with the number 1, and these are all additional generations. Like here are 2 number 15s, 2 number 13s, 2 number 11s, 1 10. Anyway, so this is all from, now you get over here and they come back to a 5. So this 5 and this 5 means those are children of number 4. And then they move down like that. And then there's a bunch of 10s, back to a 9, a bunch of 10s, and then you move to 11s. And up, you end up with 15s, 14s, and you're getting further into the present. Further toward the present. So the present might be generation number whatever. Anyway, so working with a book like this, it's hard to go backwards. It's hard to find your exact ancestor and then move backwards. Like here we have this one, for instance. This if you say you were your this is 1908. So say this was your grandmother or great-grandmother. And then you've got all of the 2s, all of her brothers and sisters, and then the 1s up here are the original generation. But it's really hard to follow and to go backwards and then to see where those things enter in. When you've got 10s and 9s and 7s and then it's very difficult like that. So what I've been doing is checking all of this information against that which is in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the Mormons. We have been photoing or microfilming records from all over the world forever. And this has been going on since 1830s, I guess. So Familysearch is a program on the internet, and I'm not sure how it works if you're not a church member, but I believe it's available. Okay, so let me show you what you can do. You can go to search, and you can put in a name, like for instance, where was that one I was just looking at? That was a good one to use. Well, whatever name you want to use. Okay, let's start with... I don't know who to start with. Jeepers, this is very difficult. Helen, let's see. Helen Catherine Whitehill. So say you're looking for Helen Catherine Whitehill, so you can write her name in. Helen Catherine Whitehill. Okay, and you know that she's a lady, so you put in female. And say you don't know much about her. You may know the spouse, but you might anyway. So we'll just check and see what we find for Helen Catherine Whitehill. So it turns out that there are 15 for this one name, 115. So then you could look and see about your dates. Sometimes your dates are wrong, sometimes other people's dates are wrong. But these would be the parents over here. This would be the death or burial. This would be the birth or christening, and these would be the spouses in this. Where's that shadow coming from? Or that reflection. So then if you thought, okay, well, this is about where the family was living, and that looks like it. And there are no others from this time in that area. You can go through them all and check. You see there's Scotland and Maryland and Pennsylvania, but this is the only one from Texas, and say that's what you're looking for. So you could go to, and then you could see, well, we don't know the husband, but look at what the information is that's already available for this one person. People have been doing the work for a long time and sending it to the church. And so you'll find that, say, Helen Catherine Whitehill was your ancestor, and you can now go and see many generations of, you see where now this Whitehill is now Whitehill as you continue back. And so now if you click on one person, say you want to know more about this one person, it will highlight that one person. You can scroll down and there's this one person, and it can give you this information. Now you may wonder, well, what if there is a different, is this the same person? There are no variations of the name listed, so we don't know. How about, was the date exactly right? Yeah, nobody has given anything else. How about any other information? No, that's the information for that. Okay, and then we can look over here at parents and siblings. And we can see, well, these are his parents. This is when they were married. This is the wife. And these are the children. And that's where Jeremiah fits in. Now, you can also check into children's and spouses. So now Jeremiah is the dad. This is his wife. And these are the children. And so what I've been doing with this book is I've been going through everything in this book and comparing it to this. And if, for instance, this book lists a child that is not listed in here, then I will add that child. So I'll go down here to I'll go down here to add child, add or find child. So I'll click on that. First I'll put it in here and find it to see if there is any. Now this has got the mother and father already put in there and it's blank. You can also, just to check, you can search and see if it'll list. It should show you now all of the children for here. You've searched for nobody, but you've got the parents. So you can see these are the same parents, and so these are the children. And you've got a long list of children. So how many was that? That was one. It was 9 close matches. Those are probably the same 9 that are already listed over there. But if you don't see the one you want, you can come over here and go up to your No Match Found, and you can add this person, this one that you know about. You put their sex, their birth date, their birthplace, and their death date and death place, and you continue. And then it'll have you verify the name, and then you should see them up there. Now let's check and see if there were 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And so there you go. And so while you're doing your genealogy, you might think that there's nothing for your family. But you go and check out this information, and this is all free. You don't have to pay for this. And you'll find all this information that's already there. And many people have been adding to this. Sometimes you'll find, you'll look at one person and you'll see that the information added was added by, like these in this case, this has all been added by the same person. And so if you were to click on this person, you would be able to contact them. So it's got the date that it was changed or added. But you have many, it's a great resource. So you can, and it has, like you can see the notes, the individual notes, which will show where, it'll show the contributor and the notes, which then you can contact them to find out more information about their sources. Anyway, so if you haven't been doing your genealogy and you've heard other people talk about it, do you know that the internet is used for many things? Genealogy is the second or third, I think it might be the second thing that is used most often. The second thing the whole internet is used for. Isn't that amazing? So there's a lot of people out there working on genealogy, and many people are working on your ancestors because they are also their ancestors. So it's a great work. I shall talk to you about it again later. Ta-ta!